stuff like that. So if anyone here was, stop yapping and start streaming. What? Oh, crap. I'm not streaming, am I? Oh, no. Oh, man, there's so much. Okay, 1 second. Oh, okay, I'm going to have to cut that part of the video off. Okay, 1 sec. Are we here now? Radio with Eric. Yes, we're doing things a little different today. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I was like, I went that far without realizing. Now I have to do all of this over again. Oh well. So let's pretend you didn't hear the last like 5 minutes of me yapping, and let's start over. So yeah, spent some time down in, wait, first I assume everyone can see me, right, at this point? Yes, okay. Cool, here's my, where was that photo? I started on a photo of Riot Games. Also, there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pizzeria coming in Santa Monica in 2025. I'm very excited about that. Was it on the way out? Maybe it was on the way out. Oh, also, does anyone get this joke? This was like I assume it's an inside joke with LOL or Valorant in Riot. Anybody? Vlad, is there a character Vlad? Okay, no. Okay, no one gets the joke. Dang it. Anyway, yeah, Riot Games, super cool. I saw an Apple Pippin. That's what I was talking about. They have a cool little museum with a bunch of old video gamey stuff. Burp. Yeah, neat stuff. Here's their giant keyboard wall where, yeah, it's a mechanical keyboard, but it's like a wall full of it. And so I left a Bomb Squad key there. So yes, if you're at Riot Games, check out the Bomb Squad key if you can find it on the giant wall. Here's me and some LOL characters. Exciting stuff. And where's the Riot Games? I can't find the Riot Games. It was there somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yes. So yeah, their little Easter egg is apparently everyone misspells Riot Games as Riot Games. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, I got to see the arena where I guess they have like the LOL championships and all that Valorant crazy stuff. So that was kind of cool. There's my lady. There's the empty arena. There's me. So yeah, we got to get a Bomb Squad arena someday. Kind of taking notes. Okay. Anyway, enough about Riot Games. Back to the present. And that's where we were before I realized I wasn't streaming. Okay, so yeah, I've been working on networking stuff. So yeah, if you grab the latest builds, they should have the fancier networking stuff in. Like regional.ballistica.net is this fancy system now that will point you to just whatever some close region to you. And so the game will use that to try to like establish a connection quicker. Like previously what the game had to do is it would talk to the master server in Iowa. It used to be in Los Angeles, now it's in Iowa. So it would talk to that master server to find out like what regional servers are nearby, and then it would ping them and try to figure out like which one is closest, and then it connects to the regional server. The new system, it's basically the same thing, it's just more streamlined. Instead of connecting to Iowa, it connects to regional.ballistica.net, which is probably a lot closer to you. So hopefully this means we can basically establish the regional connection a lot faster, which in reality should mean that when you launch the game, and you see, basically when these icons become unfaded, that means you are connected to the regional server. That means like you're online. So the goal is that we want that to happen as fast as possible. So, I mean, for me, I'm pretty close to all the servers anyway. So for me, it's pretty instantaneous. It's like half second or less. I'm curious what it is for you guys. Is it like a second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds? But the point is I want to get that as fast as possible. So this is all kind of part of that. And also, it's all trying to solve the weird connectivity issues people are having. You know, people that are complaining that their accounts are gone, or like their inventory is gone, stuff like that, which means basically that they can't talk to the V2 server for some reason. So I'm trying to solve all these issues, and that's what all this stuff is about. So anyway, okay, in Germany it takes 5 seconds. That's good information. What is it? Yeah, anyone else want to let me know, like, how long does it take the game to, like, get up and running, like, not be faded on the edges? I would love that to be, you know, maybe like 1 to 2 seconds for everybody if possible. Just because, you know, if you switch away from the app and then you come back, like, it would suck to wait 5 seconds every time. So I feel like that's an important part of making the game fun, especially when squads mode comes into play, because you're going to have to, like, wait for that more often. You know, you won't be able to do too much without connectivity. So I really want that connectivity to be working. So yeah, I didn't plan on spending these last few weeks on networking stuff, but the fact that it was causing problems for so many people, it just kind of made it a little bit necessary. I think, I'm hoping it's in good shape now as of this latest update. It should be out on Android. Like I said, there's test builds if you want to grab those. There's a few more things I want to do today to, like, make it faster. You know, I literally just rolled out a server update. Let me check on that, like, right before this started, which was part of the reason I was in a bit of a hurry trying to get this going, because I was, like, trying to fix some broken server stuff. So yeah, my regional server version 4.3.1.4 is rolling out as of, you know, half an hour ago. That one should be speedier. Let me check something real quick. I'm kind of curious. If I come in here and see, okay, there's a random free-for-all game going. Let me check the logs on this. Don't mind me. I'm just curious if my new stuff is working. So if I come down here in logs, you can turn all these logs on for your own stuff, by the way, if you ever care. So this part, fetching ping target list. So basically, when the big game is booting up, it is requesting a list of, like, all the regions that it can try to ping. And okay, that went through decently fast. I don't know if it's using the new stuff yet, though. So it took 0.1 seconds, which is pretty good, but this is also on a really good connection. I would hope to get that down. Like, that should be, like, almost instantaneous. And then the second big thing is somewhere it requests, oh yeah, when it requests a transport agent. That's the other thing that takes a moment. So yeah, it takes about, in this case on a speedy server, it takes about 0.2 seconds or 0.3 seconds. I'd like to get that down also. Those two things, I should be able to, like, whittle them down to almost nothing from anywhere in the world, which I think that'll really help with, like, the waiting for the connection issue. So anyway, yeah, it's been, like I said, been kind of a nerdy tech week or two. But all right, I'm going to start answering questions here. Sorry, they've all just been building up. Okay, what's new with all y'all? Are y'all running into problems, issues, questions, thoughts, musings, poetry? What's up? When will zoom change be integrated into character? Zoom change? Is there a zoom change? Multiplayer lag. Yes. Still hoping to address that during squads mode. I mean, right now I'm trying to just do my best to connect people to servers as close to them as possible, but the real fix for that will probably come during 1.9, I'm thinking. Might get pushed back to 2.0, but I'd love to get that fixed as part of 1.9. I've said that, you've probably heard me ramble about this a million times before, but there's kind of two big reasons for lag with the game. One of them is the game sends too much data, so I want to cut down on that significantly. That will also be good for me because that costs a lot of money. Like, bandwidth is my biggest cost right now in terms of servers. And then two is client prediction. So client prediction is something where your client actually kind of lets you play a little bit ahead of where the server is. It's kind of like faking the future in a way. And that's what most modern games do to make things feel laggy, even when there is actual lag. So yeah, I hope to get those implemented. during 1.9. Update for the content creators, please. That's basically, I know 1.8 is taking me forever to get done, but 1.8 is all for content creators. That's, that if you're not familiar with 1.8, the big thing is asset packs. It's just taken me a while to like finish up these side quests, but once 1.8 is out, we'll have asset packs, and then that really should kind of kickstart content creation stuff. It should start to be really easy to make maps, make characters, things like that. So hang on just a little longer. I'm coding as fast as I can. So yeah, 1.8 is for content creators, including myself. Lore on B9000. I should come up with some. Well, maybe. This goes back to the whole, like my philosophy on lore is I haven't really given anything official lore. It's more like these are actors in a, I always say I'm kind of copying Nintendo in that way, where they, Mario and Bowser and everyone like appears in all these different scenarios where sometimes they're mortal enemies and sometimes they're, playing tennis and whatever. So it's like they don't necessarily, I mean, there is sort of lore there, but it's almost like a blank slate where like whatever they need to be doing for the particular game, they're doing. I would love to give like B9000 a cool backstory for like a particular game mode or something, some like story mode you could play where he's like the main boss or something, or you play as him maybe. I don't know. Nintendo lawsuit incoming. Oh no, I have said too much. No, I'm very hopeful that it's interesting with games. Like this goes on a different topic is like what is copyrightable or what is like lawsuit worthy in games. I think a long time ago it was established that like gameplay is generally not copyrightable or not, protected by law. Like you can make a game that is, a platformer that looks very much like, other platformers that have been around, or, you make a real-time strategy game, Blizzard can't sue you for that, or, I don't know if Blizzard was the first. Actually, they always say when you're talking real-time strategy, they always say, I think it was like Dune 2 or Dune was like the first real-time strategy game back in the day before, and then like Warcraft, the original Warcraft, like popularized it. What? In a pro, maybe, I don't know. Oh, I went to, on fun Nintendo news, I went to the Nintendo store here in San Francisco. I guess there's a few Nintendo stores opening up here and there, so there's always a line outside, but I guess I got lucky and I was able to get in, so it's some cool stuff, some nice stylish like Zelda shirts and things. Died trying to, what? What is this? What is going on? Roaring Night. So what's this? The dude. Okay, you got to explain this a bit. Is Roaring Night? I'm probably out of touch, and Roaring Night is something I should be more familiar with. Have you ever played Deltarune? No, sadly I have not. I'm woefully slacking on playing modern games actually lately. I feel like for me, making Bomb Squad is kind of a game. It feels like, whereas I used to love, playing Final Fantasy and leveling up my character and, grinding and stuff like that. For me, like coding on the game, it tickles those same endorphins or whatever. So for me, like leveling up is like, I'm going to work on my server routing. Like, yay, I've leveled up my server. Deltarune, okay. And there's that part of me too that's like a little bit scared of getting into a game again, like, playing something new and get sucked in and then just, forget about the rest of my life. I had a roommate actually in college. I hope he's not like watching this or anything, but yeah, he, it's gonna age me, but it was like, he was playing Ultima Online, which was a very early, Morpeg online, massively multiplayer online RPG. And yeah, he just got so sucked into that game. He like stopped caring about studies and everything like that. And he actually failed out of school, I think, directly because of Ultima Online. So he just like disappeared one semester, and then we were like, where did he go? And we found like some mail addressed to him, and so we're like curious. So we opened his mail, which I guess probably not supposed to, but yeah, it was just like saying like you have failed out of school. Don't come back. So yeah, I'm always a little bit terrified of getting super sucked into a really good game or something. Okay. Even single player stuff, it can. I guess multiplayer is more of the time suck usually. Like single player generally has like an endpoint. Is there? I don't know. Is there any single player game that is like infinitely life sucking? It kind of seems like multiplayer is the big culprit there. Yeah, I guess yeah, Minecraft. I guess yeah, builder type games where you can yeah, there's not really like an end point or a story. No Man's Sky. Okay, all right. There are there are some examples out there. Good to know. Good to know. Funny gold chest. You mean like make a new type of gold chest that's funny? Like I don't know if I have like a funny one at the moment. I do. I did build the system so that we can have like other types. Oh yay! I got a chest. Oh, that took a moment. See, with the new system with like more of this stuff going through the V2 server, that spinner should be very rare. So naturally, it shows up when I'm demoing it here. But stuff like opening chests should be more instantaneous, or like mucking with your inventory because like all that stuff is going through the V2 server now. Oh, actually, this isn't my latest and greatest build, so that might explain it. Anyway, would you sue me if I remade Bomb Squad in Roblox? This goes back to what I was just talking about, where I think you can't copyright gameplay styles. So if you make a game that is like plays very similar to Bomb Squad in Roblox, like no, I can't. Even if I wanted to sue you, I don't think I could. The one thing would be like if you are straight up using the same characters and textures and names and stuff like that, then I think those are implicitly copyrighted. So like that would be more fuzzy. So yeah, I am open to like if other games you want to have a special appearance by a Bomb Squad character or something. I'm super chill about that stuff, so I'd probably be open to it. But yeah, if you are using like exact textures, characters, names, assets, like definitely talk to me before doing that. But if you want to make a game, like I said, that is called like Kablooey Squad in Roblox, that feels suspiciously like Bomb Squad, like go for it. Okay, yeah. Can't create a Ballistic account. Verification email is not showing up. Yeah, I would check spam and stuff like that. I mean, this is all going through. I'm using Amazon. Forgot what it is. Like they have an email service that handles this sort of stuff. I can look into it and see if there's a particular reason it's not sending to that address or something. But I would try checking spam, or if you have a backup email address you can try using or whatever. I mean, that stuff gets hit with so many like bots trying to register fake accounts and things like that. I think it probably has to be smart in like what it sends and what it doesn't. So there's probably some false positives where it won't actually send an email to a certain address or something. So yeah. But if you keep trying and you don't have any alternatives, you don't have like Google Play Games that you can sign in with or whatever, like ping me, and if I have a time, I'll try to take a look. Whoa, big text. Okay, I will. I try to after coffee. I try to go through my DMs and get a little bit caught up. As you can see by just all these red numbers here, I'm not very good at doing that throughout the week, but I'll try to make a pass. See if I can respond to you. Like I said, I'm really hoping that with this latest update that is literally just going out last night and today, that hopefully it addresses like in-game account problems or connectivity issues. There may still be some like with ballistica.net if that email is not going through and stuff like that. Man, this stuff is hard. Turns out computers are complicated. But yeah, it's my goal to like just get this stuff working as solidly as possible from anywhere in the world. Like I said, just getting it so wherever you are, like this appears quickly. You are quickly connected to the global bomb squad network. But yeah, making that happen is a lot of work. I'm hopeful that once it's working, though, it's just kind of like I don't have to touch it. I mean, it is mostly working. There's just like corner cases where, you know, people in random countries like can't connect to the V2 server and stuff like that. So just trying to, I guess I gotta like draw a line at some point. At some point, I just gotta be like, sorry, if you can't connect, I tried. But yeah, doing what I can to get everybody connectable as much as possible. There's, just to show you, oh my gosh, I completely lose my ability to type while I'm streaming, apparently. Ouya keys, yes, I love them. I think those are still assets in the game, right? It's kind of like that was the first, well, it was technically the second version of the game. After the Mac version was the first. But yeah, that was the first kind of like technically mobile version of the game. So I don't know. And it got a lot of attention from like indie circles, so it still has a special place in my heart. So there's a part of me wants to keep these particular, you know, custom Unicode characters in the game just as long as possible. Even though I have been like I did replace like the Ouya account icon, I think. I replaced it with, what, token? Or there was, someone mentioned I replaced it with something because if you sign into, there was some case where like the game was showing the wrong icon for the account or something, where it was like the token icon. I don't remember. But anyway, so let's see what tangent I was going off of. Oh yeah, in the new version of the game, there's a few new tests if you come down to network testing. It's actually kind of simplified because the game doesn't actually talk to the V1 master server at all anymore. Like everything goes through the regional server. But there's a few things at the top where there's called these like bootstrap addresses. So there's three of them. One of them is that new regional.ballistica.net I was talking about. The second one that is a fallback is the old the master server address in the US. And then the third one, if neither of those work, it will try this, which is regional.ballistica.net, but without secure. Like, because there are a few countries where HTTPS is blocked or is not working well. So as a fallback, it will now try HTTP regional.ballistica.net. So you can test this yourself. If you go here, you can see this, it's secure, but if I take out that S, like it will still go through, but my browser now warns me it's not secure. But hopefully that means that anybody can establish a connection. There's nothing actually sensitive going through that request, so it shouldn't be the end of the world. Though I guess once it establishes the regional connection, if that was not secure, then technically there's, it's better to have secure connections in all cases, but if you have a choice between like not playing the game or using an insecure connection, I figured that's not a bad option to have. So 1748 when? This is 1748, right? Or I've lost track of number. Oh, no. So 1747 will probably be, once this build is, I'm just going to let this like cook for the day, make sure there's no major bugs or whatever, and then I will probably push out 1747 final. So yeah, then 1748, whatever that entails will be next on deck. I still have my mysterious partnership thing I'm working on for this next month. More on that soon. So that'll probably be involved in the next few minor updates. And then hopefully one can get back to finally finishing 1.8. Yes. So many side quests. Need answers. Okay, what is this? We find with the current address being public information. Technically it is, like, not to broadcast it too much, but a lot of countries have laws where, they need like a mailing address or a physical address if you have a game or an app on the store and things like that. So if you go crawling around, you can probably find my address. At some point, I should probably, there are services, like mailbox services and things where, you can have mail forwarded or sent there on your behalf and then they'll forward it to you. So I should probably register with something like that. I just haven't because I'm lazy. But yeah, I think it's 1748 when. This is 1748, right? Or am I? I've lost track of number. Oh, no. 1748 when? This is 1748 right? Okay, what is this? We find with the current address being public information. I mean, technically it is, like, not to broadcast it too much, but a lot of countries have laws where, you have a game or an app on the store and things like that. So if you go crawling around, you can probably find my address. At some point, I should probably So yeah, I can DM you later. Like I'm okay. Yeah, obviously my address is public information. I would rather not like broadcast it any more than I have to. So it depends on what your intentions are there. So yeah, that's how that goes. What is this? Give everyone free, oh free 100 token. Oh, it does give you. You should be getting a few tokens per day in like the daily treasure chest. Like that's kind of a newish thing. So I am getting out some free tokens. Originally, my thought was that like there'd be like no free tokens and only tickets would be earnable like in the game for free. But I'm loosening up on that a tiny bit. Like I want to give people just a few tokens so that token only stuff is still, accessible to people. Just like you have to wait a while for it. 50. Where are you at? And is that a lot or a little money? Okay. I've adjusted the South Africa. Okay, I'd be curious. I do have a. I cannot remember where it is right now, but at some point I went through and I copied Valve's like recommended pricing. So there's when you put the game on in the store, there's all these like automatic, recommended regional pricing. So there's the exchange rate. The exchange rate kind of sucks for some countries or whatever, where it's like buying things from the U.S. sucks for that reason, or vice versa. But yeah, Steam a few years ago had recommended regional pricing where it's not based on the exchange rate, it's based on like purchasing power and stuff. So some people call it like the Big Mac index. It's based on like, what it costs to buy a commodity there, like a pizza or Big Mac or something. So anyway, I'm copying this in some cases where it's different. It's significantly different than just the raw exchange rate. I'd be curious what it is for South Africa here, or maybe I didn't copy it for South Africa. I should like publish what I'm using, so if anyone sees something that seems out of line, I could make adjustments. So yeah, so if things seem more expensive in your country than other games do, let me know. But it seems like, I respect Valve. I feel like they probably make good calls on stuff like that, so I kind of feel like copying them is probably not a terrible idea. Though they haven't updated their numbers in a while, I think, so that makes, or maybe they're just not public. I should look into that because like these things fluctuate. Exchange rates change and economics change. So I don't want to do something that's going to be super out of date. It's like hard coded to the state of the world 4 years ago. Have plans to make changes to the graphics engine such as shader support or RTX? I would absolutely love to do that. I love graphics. It's why I got into computers and stuff, computer graphics, computer animation. Used to work at Pixar doing all like, visual effects, and I love all that stuff. So I would absolutely love to just go to town with the graphics engine. Unfortunately, the downside is it's not a high priority right now compared to like I really need to get 1.8 out the door, and beyond that gets squads mode out the door. And squads mode is basically the remaining thing before 2.0. So yeah, the beyond 2.0 timeline, like I would love to make graphics prettier at some point, but I probably shouldn't do that till 2.0 is out. And I know 2.0 is taking me forever. I apologize for being slow. So yeah, I would love to do better graphics. I would love to like split it off into say like almost two rendering engines, like one that could just be like super fancy for like ray tracing and just make it look. I know it's like simple models and a simple game, but it'd be really neat to see like how like pimptastic we could make the graphics look just for beefy PCs or consoles or something. That'd be so much fun. There's the alternative of porting the engine to run into Unreal Engine or something like that and just going crazy there. But I kind of enjoy doing that stuff myself. Or it'd also be fun to like simplify the graphics engine code just to make it possible for people that wanted to like make their own renderer plugins and stuff. Like that would be cool too, because I'm sure there's some nerdy types out there that would be able to make a really cool fancy ray traced renderer or something. So I don't know. that's kind of like the route I'm going with having most of the game be open sourced and whatnot. Is like maybe there's ways where the community could get involved there or something that would be super neat. If people wanted to. I'm not trying to get free labor or anything. It's more just like hopefully mutually beneficial. Just want real-time shadows. Okay. Yeah, so maybe I could still split it into like a fancier version and a simpler version. There is still upsides to having kind of the ultra simple rendering that's in there now. I mean, it's not ultra simple, but it's simple enough that it runs on like lower end Android devices, things like that, which is a useful thing. There's a lot of those out there. Or like low end TV boxes, things like that. But yeah, like modern hardware certainly, even like your average phone hardware certainly has enough horsepower to start to be able to do some fancier stuff like proper real-time shadows. There are like, that brings me to another point though, which is like the game, it has kind of its sort of hacky shadow / light pass where it's doing shadows, but it's also doing like lighting in that same pass. And there's lots of plugins and like mods and things like that make use of that to, like draw light patterns on the ground or things like that. So I'd have to be careful to not break that functionality. I still want to be able to like project arbitrary like light or shadow shapes on the ground. Like games like Target Practice use that. You'll see like the little target shapes appear on the ground. It's like hijacking the light shadow pass. Large text. I'm getting older. Large text is helpful. One more question, I swear. When do you plan to add ads to PC? So there's a few factors here. One of which is, as far as I know, like I'm not aware of ad networks on PC games. Like, have you guys seen those? Like, I'm not aware that there are ad networks for PC games. One other thing is, I was reading that like Valve apparently explicitly disallows ads in games published on Steam. So it kind of, at the moment, it seems like ads on desktop, PC, Linux, Mac are probably not going to happen unless, something there changes. So yeah, that's the state of the world. I know it's a bummer to, if you rely on ads to speed up wait times and things like that. I guess my recommendation would just be, connect a phone to your account and just, do it that way. It's a little more roundabout, but it should still work. Asking to bring back old bomb squads. Old bomb squad? Bomb squad, it's like the French version, bomb squad. What do you mean by old? Like, oh, this does look super cool. This screenshot was taken on an early Mac version, and it was actually doing a little bit fancier stuff. There was some kind of, this is obviously heavily modified and looks way cooler, but even the original screenshot, I feel like to me, the rendering still looks a little better in some ways than the modern renderer. The modern renderer was tweaked to be a little bit more efficient and run on like mobile hardware and stuff. But yeah, But man, yeah, this would be super, super cool to get, even just like a shader filter pass that made it look like this on like beefy PC hardware. That'd be fun. But see, that's why I'd love to get, that's why I'm thinking like maybe it would make more sense for just me to clean things up so that writing like plugin renderers is easy. And then, people could make stuff like this themselves. That would be super cool. Like maybe just coming up with like a definition of like, where it's very clear, like this needs to be glowing, this needs to be, look like this, where there's like a standard, and then, so things don't look too off the wall on different renderers. Oh, sorry, I'm not responding to this. What's going on here? Wait. Oh, for a minute I thought you like had this working. PSP, when? When was the PSP released? I remember my roommate having one back in college-y times. Like, it doesn't look that, it's like smaller, obviously, than like a Switch or like modern gaming hardware, but it still looks like modernish to me, 2002 to 2006. Oh my gosh, so that's a while ago. I would be curious, actually. I'm gonna guess that hardware is a little too wimpy for Bomb Squad or a little too old. That would be really interesting, like as a tech challenge, though. Are things like PSP? Can people like hack around and like write stuff for PSP, or is that locked down, or like older consoles like that? That would be, yeah, it would be interesting to hack around with. One thing that I would be curious would probably be kind of a problem is that, or maybe it wouldn't. With Bomb Squad, I am generally relying on pretty new compiler stuff. So, I'm using like the C++20 feature set. So there's a few things in there that, requires a compiler that has been written in the past, 5-ish years or several years. And probably to get it compiling, maybe I'm wrong, but to get it compiling on older stuff like PSP, I'm guessing you'd probably I'd have to like rewrite a decent amount of stuff to not rely on those newer features. Unless people have, hacked things to where you can use like C++20 on a PSP or something. But I'd be curious to look into that. That also, I'm just curious about like consoles in general. I really don't know like what the dev environments are. Like if you're targeting like say the original Switch, like what version of C++ can you use? I feel like that stuff's probably all under like NDA. So if I did know, I probably couldn't talk about it here. But I don't know. Don't think it was ARM. It wasn't? I'd be curious. ARM used to always be like all the lightweight portable processors were ARM, but maybe it was something else. Who knows? 2006 is a long time ago, or 2004, 2005, whatever it was. So who knows what it was? ARM is so like common now, but yeah, back then it used to be this kind of like specialized thing for portable stuff or lightweight stuff. Oh, PowerPC. Yeah, I could see it being PowerPC. There was a lot of at the time there was a lot of PowerPC. I think like Xbox 360 was PowerPC. I think was it PlayStation 2 or 3 was maybe not. Xbox 360. I think GameCube was. Macs at the time were PowerPC, which that was trippy. Like the original, I was probably coding Bomb Squad on a PowerPC when I started. That would have been like the tail end of like the PowerPC era for Macs. Yeah, it was PowerPC was aight, but it was. I remember for a long time it was just like Macs at the time. Just they had a few tricks that could run real fast, but in general, like they always seemed way slower than PCs. So when Mac switched over to Intel, like that was so awesome at the time. As a Mac user, it was like, oh my gosh, this is so fast now. But yeah, there's and there are certain things with PowerPC like endianness, if any of you are familiar with that, like big endian versus little endian. Like most everything these days is little endian, but PowerPC was big endian, which means like if you're storing an integer in memory or whatever, the 4 bytes are backwards compared to how they are on little endian systems, which means that really kind of complicated networking stuff. Like if you send an arbitrary chunk of memory from like an Intel chip to a PowerPC chip, it's going to be unreadable. You basically have to like flip all the integers. It was kind of a big pain in the butt. Nowadays, I basically just assume everything is little endian. So if I were to compile Bomb Squad on a big endian system, I would be curious if there is something that's broken. There probably is. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. I think a lot of the networking code was written a long time ago, like when I was using PowerPC. So I probably was like flipping things properly. If you ever, if you're looking around in the code, you see something like this, Hatanal. That's a coding thing. It stands for like host to network long or something like that, which basically is saying like if you give it like a long integer, like a 4-byte integer or whatever long is on the platform, it will like flip those bytes to be big endian, because I guess big endian is the standard for like sending stuff over the network for whatever reason, even though like no processors are big endian now. But this code is probably, I think it's probably still in there in the networking layer. So Bomb Squad is probably still sending like integers as big endian. But I haven't tested this for sure because it doesn't run on anything that's little endian, so I can't verify it. But interesting bit of trivia. When's Spaz getting his driver's license? Let's see. Well, Spaz, how old is Spaz? He would have originated, I mean, well, early versions of the game would have been like 2004. So yeah, he's been driving for a while in most countries in that case. Well, like Modern Spaz debuted in, like Bomb Squad 1.0, which would have been about 2011. So yeah, I guess Modern Spaz, yeah, he's about 16. So in the U.S., yeah, he's working on his driver's training right now. He'll be having his license soon. When do people get their driver's license where you guys are at? I know it varies a lot. Is it like 16 in other countries or 20 or like just varies? It's generally 16 here. Can you make new game modes in Bomb Squad? This hopefully will be part of 1.8, new maps, game modes, things like that. Sorry to be taking so long. Lots of technical gibberish. Sorry, math is hard. 2011, I forgot what year it is. So yeah, never mind. Yeah, he's still in driver's ed. He won't. Wait, what did we just see? Sorry, I was not watching closely. Oh. Cool, you got the crown. Way to go. Everything is behaving correctly here, right? Okay. I see a video like this and my first thought is like, uh-oh, so this is a bug report. Listenberg. Speaking of that, is networking working for all of you guys? Like, is anyone having problem with like not seeing your modern inventory or things like that? Because that's, like I said, I've been really working these last few weeks to try to make that not a problem for everyone. Okay, cool. How much you can send into the server? What do you mean by send into the server? Like, can you give me an example? Oh, idea to span, like the master server? There's not really a limit. Technically, the limit is my bank account. Like if you hit the server with like a massive like denial of server attack, it's just gonna cost me money. It should be able to scale up and handle a lot of requests. Actually, if you spam like a single high score list with a ton of high scores, there's like a limit to which it can. This is actually an interesting story, but I learned when I released the game on Android and it got featured on Google Play, suddenly there were like millions of downloads happening over the course of a few days. And like the high score list for like the first level was just getting annihilated. There were scores coming in, 100 per second or something like that. And thankfully I was using App Engine, and like the database setup is like this distributed database, and it behaves actually pretty well. It's like scores would fail, like it couldn't actually commit all those to the database, but it would still mostly hold up. I was just getting a lot of errors. So if you spam a single, so I was pleasantly surprised to learn that if you spam a single high score list, like an insane amount, at some point scores will stop registering. But it should behave itself, and the master server should scale up to handle all those requests coming in. There is a limit. Like if you spam it, if you go too crazy with the spam, yeah, it will scale up to a certain size, and then it will not scale up anymore, just because I don't want to be poor. But probably before that time, I will probably be noticing a lot of scary red messages and taking action accordingly. So yeah, something I hopefully won't have to deal with. We'll see. I mean, I have the game has been attacked in various ways, and so in a way, it's kind of nice. I can kind of inoculate the game every time that happens. Like, okay, I can put some defense again defense in. If someone is spamming this particular request, I can put a rate limit on that or whatever. it's kind of a fun little cat and mouse sort of thing, but it's also a bit annoying because it's not very productive. So anyway, yeah, long story long, if you spam enough requests, they will stop going through, and beyond that, it will just make me grumpy. Oh, cool custom UI here. This reminds me of something. I'm trying to, like a website or some, yeah, particular. It's kind of a fascinating style, very, very bold. Cool. Nice. Yeah, that's super cool. That yeah, see again, stuff like that is why like I would love my strategy is to try to make the game as moddable as possible, and see what cool stuff people can come up with, as opposed to trying to do everything myself. So yeah, awesome stuff. Did that crash? Technically, if I spam, submit score, blah, 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 blah. We'd have to see what that does. I don't want to talk too much about, there are some defenses against people spamming stuff like that. I don't want to talk too much about what they are because some of them rely on people not knowing about them. So yeah, like I said, you could do that. People probably have done that, maybe. So, super cool. Yeah, I'm always doing my UIs just like with code, and that works for me. It's a little bit slow to iterate. It would be cool to have UI designers and things where just make a window, drag some buttons in there, wire everything up, ta-da. I know that that style of like UI building is very common in the coding world. So it's like obviously people like working that way, and there's something very fun about that. So yeah, super cool. So it just exports. You just wind up with code, like you like build a UI that way, and then like it spits out code for you. Has anyone been playing with like the newer like UI system in terms of like how to make windows that lead to other windows and things like that? Is that like making sense to people? Because I know I revamped it like a year ago. It's a lot cleaner technically. I'm just curious if it's like confusing or anything. I was thinking of making something like, whoops, that's not what I wanted. What did I want? I was thinking of doing something like in the UI tab up here, just making like a show template UI button, which will just like bring up a template window, just to give people an example of like, hey, if you want to make a well-behaved window, like here is a simple template for it. And then, it could point you at the code or something like that. I don't know if that would be useful. So many dependencies? Like what kind of dependencies? Like other Python stuff? Or what do you mean by that? Or like assets? Roaring Night Fight? Is that a video or something? Or is this something live? Explain. Oh, okay. That's your thing you showed, yeah. So like stream gameplay or? Yeah, go for it. Let's do it. Like the main window system. Hooray! Okay, cool. Yeah, I hope the main window is hopefully good for people. Do I get on? Okay. So if I just stop streaming, can you start? Do I have to like grant you permission or something? Oh, there we go. Okay. I will stop streaming for now. Everyone check out Your Mom Sniper. All right, seeing some Bomb Squad. 3-player thing, okay. Do you have an address or something? People don't need any mod stuff installed? Aha! Roaring Night fight at Gummy. Okay, somebody join. Roaring Night fight at Gummy, right? Oh my gosh, kilo of tortilla would go up 30. Oh my gosh, yeah. I love tortillas, so I will keep Bomb Squad going for the sake of tortillas. Okay, what do we got here? Whoa. Oh yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about with like mods using the light and shadow paths for cool features like that. Cool, cool. All right, I will. Oh, okay. Oh, the game closes every time someone leaves. Is something crashing or what's happening? I thought you were done for a moment. I was like, oh, that was abrupt. Okay, well, yeah. If you're gonna join, don't leave. Our stream is in your hands. All gaming. A few folks are. We are checking out Roaring Night. Follow the stream. There should be a stream of it going if you don't see it. But yeah, whoever's in there, please stay in. I love seeing like I don't want to say simple mechanics, but stuff like, you know, little projectiles being built and things like that, and like, yeah, stuff like this where it's like kind of just making other kind of game styles. Like it'd be funny to see like a, you know, Tetris or Space Invaders or, you know, like classic stuff implemented purely with hijacking Bomb Squad nodes in creative ways. Oh no, masked par 4. Aw. You want to start up another one, or? Okay, here we go. It's coming back. All right, masked par 4, you get a timeout. Unless that was like a random person from the internet, in which case I'm still like very high on my to-do list is this networking stuff kind of hijacked my attention these last few weeks. But I do want to get that new server list in there finally soon. And one of the features on that will be, I'd really like to finally get passwords in there. So if you want to host a public game, but sort of limit who can get in. Wi-Fi cutout. Like I said, networking is hard. It's crazy to me that like the internet and everything works as well as it does. Was something paused? But yeah, like messing with a game, just like seeing all the things that have to work in order for just, the game to get up and running. It's like, it's got to send a message to the middle of the US and then, send another message and then send several messages to various countries around you and get some pings from those and then talk to those, which then have to talk to the US and send your account info back to that country. And so it's like, there's so much happening. Like the fact that any of this works is like insane. Oh yeah. That's crazy to me too. Just the fact, like the pure amount of data all of this stuff is. I mean, transmitting all those ones and zeros, but then also the fact that like every single pixel on the screen is so many ones and zeros. Like there's so many ones and zeros flying around, like billions and bajillions and bajillions, and that generally they're all like correct. I know that's it is possible for hardware errors and bits to get flipped here and there, but it's like it's pretty rare relatively. Oh, that reminds me of something I read though. Like it is possible, like processors do mess up and bits get flipped and data goes corrupt and whatever. I am curious like how many bug reports I get or like automated crash reports. I'm curious how many of those are from like some random bit getting flipped and then the game just blows up. I was reading there was a particular, I don't know if it was an Intel processor that was known to like run hot, but apparently they were getting reports like a certain months of the year in certain countries where like the weather was hotter, like their processors would crash more. Just because I guess people didn't have them air conditioned or something, and so like the processors would run a little bit hotter and then basically cause them to glitch out and crash. So it was really interesting to see that like a little bit of extra heat can just blow up your processor. That like Intel or something was like picking that up on like a global level. Update on my collaboration. Not yet. This will be ending in September, so a few more weeks. Then I'll be able to talk about it. It's nothing like life-changing, but still, it's kind of cool. Though I am a little behind on like I was wanting to have it done-ish soon, but all this networking stuff has put me a bit behind. But it's worth it, I think. Oh, did someone leave the game again? Or are you guys, should we go back to streaming here? Oh, we died? Okay. All right, all right, I'll go back to sharing my own screen. Okay, I should be back up if everyone can see. Radio with Eric. The edit that finished. Oh, unfortunately, I don't have a easy way to like undo a translation that I've applied. My system is kind of basic and janky. There are kind of hacky ways you could sort of figure out what has changed yourself. I can give you some tips here. Basically, if you go into legacy languages, I'll just pick Dutch, for example. Wait, I thought I would. Oh, language, sorry. This is language admin. That's not where I want to be. Public language list. So pick some random thing. So every time you click on the language, it actually creates a new edit for you. And so you can just see like Danish 2332 is the current edit. So by getting creative with that and trying like lower numbers, you can kind of see where things were before. So you might be able to find like the previous state where it's like missing some stuff. And so yeah, if you could use that to basically know what you would need to, or like basically if you went back to that state and then like filled out the missing pieces by hand, you can then submit that as an update, if that makes sense. So give that a try if you'd like. Huh? What? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I need to get more like, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of endearing to have like the standard, I forgot the name of the font that I'm using in Bomb Squad. It's like a slightly modified version of whatever that font is, but it'd be cool to get some other options in there too if you want like super technical looking stuff, you know, having a standard kind of Arial or Helvetica or whatever. If you're doing things that, you know, you want it to look less Bomb Squad-y. But then again, maybe having it look Bomb Squad-y is kind of the appealing too. Yes, someone needs to, yeah, we need like an email client in there, like a music player. Let's just Bomb Squad OS, let's do it. I was thinking like it would be, at some point, like when I was building, you know, like kind of the windowing stuff, like I had it so you could drag windows around. It would be interesting to kind of come up with some little weird like widgets where you like bust out a little music player or something, or, you know, some little like utility widget that you could just like drag around your screen. Like that could be interesting. See where that would go. BSOS. What coffee am I drinking? I am super boring with coffee. I think it's like Nescafe. It's just like, when I'm at home, I just do like instant coffee. It's terrible. I mean, the coffee's not terrible, but my lack of culture is terrible. I do go out and work at coffee shops a decent amount. And, you know, in the city here, there's like fancy coffee at coffee shops. So I have fancy coffee when I'm out and about, but when I'm home, I'm pretty boring. I'm also pretty boring with my Cyber Cup here. It just keeps my coffee nice and consistently warm, so I don't have to go reheat it or replace it. Okay, first create Tetris. This is awesome. Honestly, that would be kind of interesting. Like, yeah, coming up with Tetris. I wonder if, well, that might be a lot easier once maybe 1.8 comes out. You could make actually like, I mean, I guess you could do it with just like blocks. You know, you like use the crate, like Tetris with nothing but like TNT crates. Like it's probably doable right now. But I was gonna say like you can, with 1.8 then you could make proper like Tetris piece models and rotate those or something if we add like prop rotation properly. Is it cool if I host it there? Oh yeah, cool. How about at 11:15? You want to host then? We'll do our traditional end of day playing. Oh, it's already been done? Oh, I should have known. When will the next Bomb Squad update be? So, I mean, there was one last night if you're on Android. It's this 173. I forgot what number we're on. This one, basically, I will probably be pushing the final 1747 update later today, I'm guessing. Once I verify that none of this stuff is like crazily broken or anything. One second, I want to check my server, see if we're getting any better times. Region server version 4314 should be mostly rolled out. Uh-oh. Got one bad ping there. Got a red log here. What's going on? Error handling request. Okay, gotta look into that, but that's not bad. Two failed requests out of bajillions. 4314. What's going on here? Blah! Connection lost. Handle request. Which request is this? Oh man, this Frankfurt's having a bad day. 1 hour 29 minutes ago. Oh, that might have been a bug I was hitting before I started streaming. Okay, I'm gonna clear all those errors so everything looks pretty. Give it a moment. There's apparently a lot of errors to clear. Simple drawing of error. Oh, thank you. Clear all terminated. Speaking of terminated, I watched the first Terminator. So I was down in Los Angeles for a few days, as I mentioned, and so visiting a friend and doing a few other random errands and things. So while we were staying with my friend, we decided we needed to watch some LA-based movies. We settled on Terminator. So we watched Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. I hadn't watched the original Terminator in a while. It was a really good movie. Good old James Cameron. I'm one of those, I feel like I generally ignore all Terminators after 2 because that's no longer the original vision. But anyway, so yeah, Terminator, good LA movie. I was trying to think of like other movies that is very like LA. There's like La La Land or The Big Lebowski. But yeah, we went with Terminator. Why am I still seeing red here? That's not cool. Oh, that's just weird bad ping times. Ew, why are we getting bad ping times right now? I might have to look into that. That could be a problem. So there's, with these new updates, like I said, clients no longer talk to the V1 master server, which is good because that's one less point of failure. But it also means like all V1 master server traffic is going through these like regional nodes. So I'm wondering if they are getting like overwhelmed a little bit with like the new bit of traffic. Like what's going on in Singapore? Ooh, yeah, this might be more than 11 megabytes in, I assume, per second. I don't remember what that is. Okay, I will have to look into that. Job is never finished. Wait, what if you hover? Oh, I can't. This map doesn't let me like hover on individual dots. It's just wherever your IP address is, I'm using a little library to like estimate where that probably is, and I draw a dot there. So this isn't like using GPS on your phone or anything like that. This is just like where IP addresses are estimated to be. So it could be, in a lot of cases, it's probably off by many miles or like a country. So yeah, I would be curious, like the people who are these dots, like does anyone see like a dot where you are? I'm curious how accurate these are. You see a dot? Oh, really? Oh, okay. Anyone see their own dot? Cool. Oh no, it's okay. You're in Canada. Oh. Well, there's only 2 dots in Canada. Oh, no. Oh, there's like 4 or 5 dots in Canada. Do you see your Canada dot? Alberta, Calgary. I'm so bad with my Canada geography. Let's see. No, I don't want to fly there. I want to... Oh, okay. So that would be... Maybe, is that the right dot? Is that your dot, one of these? Where is, well, wait, I'm hosting from somewhere. What is that, what is the purple dot? I forgot what servers I have. Do I have Calgary? Oh yeah, Calgary. Okay, so yeah, you are, yeah, that's Calgary there. So there might be a green dot there. It's just maybe covered by the giant pink purpley dot. Cool. What if you... Admin access? Like, in what case admin access? Like, to, well, in general, like, I probably can't grant admin. On the Discord server, like, I'm pretty much hands off, so you'd have to talk to the mods for admin stuff. For the game, I don't really have any sense of admin yet. I do have, like, my one special case for me. I'm like a super admin or whatever you'd call it. I need to like rename that to like super ultra admin. At some point, I do want to add some sort of like moderator account status or something like that. Especially once assets and things like that get going. I've talked about this before, but we'll have to come up with some sort of way where people who are kind of trusted and involved in the game can like resolve disputes or flag things as inappropriate or something like that. I don't know what the right way to do that is. I don't want to make it like up to the unwashed masses, because then people will like spam like moderation. I don't know. We'll have to come up with something where we can get like problematic stuff kind of flagged, but without opening it up to abuse. So at some point, yeah, well, we need to deal with, or I need to add some like moderation stuff for V2 accounts. Bomb Squad X Fortnite when? That'd be, I feel like, Bomb Squad is, a tiny fish in the pond compared to something like Fortnite, but that would be, in a way, I'd feel like, oh man, I've really made it if like Fortnite added like a Bomb Squad character or something like that. I'd feel kind of honored. There's like everything in Fortnite now. Really? Can you see how many players are in from that city? I can't actually. Like right now, it kind of like the way that map works. It kind of like lumps everyone in an area under one green dot, so that could actually represent like multiple areas, and it doesn't draw multiple dots or anything like that. So I don't have any detailed stats on this. Like this is as far as I went making these little dots. I just kind of did it for fun. I'm not like tracking you all for nefarious purposes or anything like that. Oh, okay, so admin report for in-game. Like I said, this will probably come at some point. The question is like how we should probably just dedicate like a time to discussing this. Like how do we want like moderation in-game to work? Like who gets to be moderators? Do we have like a voting system? Do moderators get to choose other moderators? It's like I'd love to come up with something that's kind of like self-sufficient, if possible. Okay, Era is the ultimate moderator assigner. Next question. For real though, like it does make me wonder a system where, because like here on the server, there's folks that are active in the community and kind of pretty trusted at this point. So it's like I would feel okay like flagging certain people as like moderators or like super moderators or something that can assign moderators. I don't know. But then there's always going to be, this happens with the site moderation too. Is like some people get set as moderators and then they like drop out or whatever. So it's like, how do you deal with that? Or do we have like elections for moderators or like who how do we figure out like the handful of people maybe at the top? Like would that be like an election system or something? To a degree, I feel like I'm not involved enough with community stuff to like know who would make the best choices, but like maybe the community here would be able to pick that. I don't know. Any thoughts on any of that? Yeah, it could be the same thing where, yeah, like Discord managers could also be managers in the game, something like that. Mr. Sock, howdy. We're talking moderation. Your thoughts on like, this is still a way off, but talking like how we would assign like in-game moderators. If there would be like a handful of like super moderators within like elections or something, or saying like I could just pick some, but I feel like I probably don't have the best sense of who's most active, outside of a few folks. Yeah, there is that too, where yeah, sometimes admins misuse their power. Hopefully that would be resolvable through voting or whatever. If we had like periodic elections, if everyone is like, if some admin is ticking everyone off by, abusing their power and kicking people off for dumb reasons or something, hopefully they'd get voted out. I mean, we all see, democracy doesn't necessarily work as it's supposed to in some cases, but it's decent. You got a frowny face for democratic mod system, or I mean, I could be, there's the whole like I've crowned myself benevolent dictator for life, so I can also like make the final calls if need be. It's just I'm honest in the fact that I'm not down and dirty in the community enough to know like all the details of all these things. So I feel like I'm not the best to make choices, which is why I'm like to leave things up to community when possible. So that's why I'm talking about like voting or different ideas. When I have holiday, where's that? Yeah, the dots do look a little rocket-like with the little green trails. It's like some sort of like global thermonuclear war going on. Very, yeah. I wanted to make like a live version of this because I did make that version where ballistic.net, what is it? Submarines? There's the secret URL. Oh yeah. So if anyone doesn't know, you can get your own version of this map by just going to ballistic.net/submarines. I was wanting to make this like live update with like whenever a dot would appear, it would do like the little like brackets, like flashing brackets. It's like when you're playing StarCraft or something, when like a unit spawns, you see like this green like brackets that flash on the map. I thought that'd be cool looking. It would make this look like a giant RTS game. When do you plan on moderation thingy? This will probably, my guess is this will be part of 1.9. So like building it during the 1.8 life cycle. I feel like that will come into play, or yeah, maybe 1.8 actually, because it might be necessary for kind of policing asset packs and stuff, or if people are hosting servers with asset packs that are not cool. I do want to keep the public server list like generally family friendly kind of thing. Not saying you can't have edgy stuff, but at least if you got like some crazy like blood and gore mod, that should at least be like flagged as flagged as something. I don't know. Like the game itself generally has like ratings on different stores and things like that. So I'll have to look into like how that factors in. If there's like blood and gore mods, do I have to like change the rating for the game to like list that it includes blood and gore, or is that like assumed that user generated content can be unpredictable? So yeah, and that's kind of my thought is for moderation in general, if it can be mostly user guided, but maybe have moderators, make the final call. I just do worry about cases where if something is 100% based on users, just whoever clicks report, if something gets banned based on number of report clicks, like obviously that can be abused. People can just, gang up on people they want to get banned, for no reason at all, stuff like that. So I do think there should be, some sort of official humans behind the scenes able to make the final call and stuff like that. Yeah, there's that topic too, is potentially like what could AI do? My thought is AI could be useful for certain things, like maybe flagging, if people report a tag as inappropriate or something like that, like AI could maybe like filter those out, be like, does this tag seem inappropriate? And then if the AI thinks it is, that could be forwarded to a human moderator to make the final call or something like that. Or maybe the AI would make the call and then like the human moderator could override if the person appeals or something. It seems like it could be like a good useful step in between the horde of the massive hordes of people like just trying to ban their enemies, but also not requiring like a human to make all choices there. So fun things to think about. So yeah, it does seem like as long as there's a human being in the loop, like that's a good thing. Oh, nice. I love it. That's awesome. Oh, oh man, I love just seeing fun little characters and mods and things like that. Makes me feel so slow getting 1.8 out. I need to get 1.8 out. I want to see stuff like this out in the world. Uh, yeah, active countries. I mean, you can kind of get a sense of that from the submarines map here. Just look for where the dots are. You can see it's like a less active time of day right now, so there's not any huge concentrations, but you can see India has a lot. Europe is kind of a little everywhere. A decent amount in South America, a lot in Mexico, not much in the US. I I still think that's largely because US has so many iPhones here, and I feel terribly bad, but it's still not out on iOS. So some of that is probably to blame for that. Not much in Africa, despite how big Africa is. It's starting to be more. There used to be like one dot. Now there's, yeah, especially up here, it's starting to be a little bit of stuff going on. Apparently, Bomb Squad's new version doesn't ask to allow that weird firewall setting at the beginning. Can you explain that? Like which version? Is this the PC version, Android version? What firewall setting? I'm not super familiar with this, but I'd love to know what's happening. No, I do. I do intend to launch on iOS, and people always ask like, why is it not on iOS right now? Why not till 2 or whatever? And I always just tell them that it's like there's, even the user count, even though user counts declined a bit in the past few years, there's still like more users than I know what to do with. So adding iOS right now is, it's just not a necessity for, I really just want to get to 2.0, and then I feel like the game is going to be like the game I want it to be. It's worldwide squads, people playing online with friends, like all that's in place. So then I'm ready to like start spreading to new platforms. But right now it's just I feel like that would just add extra support costs, and so it's kind of nice to keep things a little simple. And honestly, it's pretty much running on iOS, so there's not going to be much work there polishing it up. So the vast majority of the game is cross-platform C++ code. As you can see if you go on GitHub, there's like a thin layer of Java for Android stuff. There's like a thin layer of like SDL for PC and Linux. For iOS, there's a thin layer of like Swift. For actually the official Mac version, there's also a thin layer of Swift. That's not on the public repo right now. Like you can run the CMake version, like the Unixy cross-platform version, or not even Unixy. That same version runs on Windows. So SDL is pretty cross-platform. So you can build that version yourself for Mac, but you can't currently build like the Swift-based one. But that's the App Store one. This is the Swift one. Yeah, I know. I mean, the touchscreen is not responsive. That's just because I changed the touchscreen code and I hadn't updated iOS. But really, like wiring up the touchscreen, I mean, there's probably a list of like 10 things that I need to wire up on iOS, none of which are huge. So yes, it's broken and not functional, but in terms of like the fact that the game runs, the networking runs, like all the major stuff runs, like it's really not too much outstanding work. But yeah, if you're able to hack my server again and get the latest iOS builds, well, actually right now they're worse than before. I probably showed you this like a year or two ago, but I can show you the latest build. This is the game as of, actually I will just run a build. So here, this is, oops, okay. All right, there it is, fetching, running an SSH task, which is fetching latest version of the source code, building for iOS. Give it a moment. Building, building, building. Building, 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 la, 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 la. We're watching a stream of something compile. This is always fun. See, it's talking about Swift version, this and that, something, something, something. Out of focus, so you can't see. I can see my cool lamp. Whoa, look at that. Oh, come on, finish already. Oh, it's pre-compiling the Swift bridging header. I should have known. There we go. Now it's really kicking. All right. Go, go, go. Sorry, I thought this would be a little faster. Oh, there we go. Install. Okay. Poke install. Ballistica kit installed. There we go. So, yeah, it is currently running like a GL test and not the actual graphics, but that's a quick fix. So yeah, there we go. Bomb Squad running on iOS. Basically ready to ship. Actually, I probably being silly, but I do kind of enjoy watching things compile. It's like if I need like a brain break for a moment, I just get a big build going in the background, you know, watch like text scroll by. Makes me feel like somebody's being productive, like the computer is getting something done, even if I'm not. Oh, how hard was it to make Bomb Squad remote for iOS? Oh my gosh, that is literally the first thing I coded for iOS. The source code to that I think is available. If you look at it, it is the ugliest thing ever. It's just like Eric's first iOS experiment. Like there's a little like functional code in there in terms of like actually sending out data packets and like drawing images for the controls, but that is, I don't even remember how hard it was because that was back in like 2011. It wasn't too hard because that's a pretty simple app. That's still like on my to-do list is to replace that with like a Ballistica kit based thing. You know, it's basically a stripped down version of Bomb Squad that just runs the on-screen controls and sends them to a server. But yeah, if you do find that code somewhere, like I said, I think it's out there. I think on my GitHub actually. Like, I apologize. That is not reflective of my abilities as a coder. Oh my gosh, it's 11:38. We need to play some. Can we get a? Oh, or Captain AJ? Yeah. Let's do it. I am going to use my latest build. I guess I already built this, but this will make sure it's extra built. Okay, let's do this. Do a little rearrange in here. All right, let's see what kind of playlist we got this time. Ooh, look at that, like low lag. I forgot, are you US based? Yeah, that's a good point on the dots. Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I'm just using, I forgot the name. There's a common service that you can use. They provide like public databases of like IP addresses to locations. So I'm just using that to estimate locations. So yeah, it could be certain countries like everything resolves to one place. Other countries like maybe it's more accurate and so you see more dots. So that's a very good point, is that it might be misleading. I should put some like general stats on like how many logins have happened from various countries. I actually have those stats. Not to get off on tangents here. I added that recently. Global stats. Oh yeah, this is TA locales. So this is like locale strings being reported from various countries. Maybe I should make just this public. And this is just like my subset of locations. This isn't like all countries. Or actually, this is just languages, I think. Yeah, this isn't even countries. This is just languages. So that's not as useful. But yeah, this is the languages being reported. Let's see, English, Spanish, Russian, Arabic, Persian, Spain, Spanish, Portuguese, Brazilian, or yeah, Portuguese, Brazil. Sorry, not Brazilian. So yeah, you can see a little bit of yesterday. The yesterday number is probably the most accurate one to look at. Today is like biased based on what part of the day it is. This is like people in like Mexico are more active certain part of the day, and people in like India are more active certain part of the day. Okay, anyway, sorry, I'm yapping and I should be fighting. But yeah, oh no. Main takeaway for today is like if any of you are still having, if you get the latest build from today and you're still having any sort of like connection issues, like it won't let you, you're not seeing your inventory, or it's not, your UI elements are staying faded forever, like please let me know, because I really just want to get that working as good as I can. And I think this new build should do it. Yeah, so yeah, in terms of open source, just seeing this question here, yeah, the most Bomb Squad code, aside from the stuff that talks to my master server or deals with accounts, like it's called like the plus feature set, like that part is closed source, but everything else is open source. And yeah, but assets are, technically not public use, so if you wanted to release your own variant of Bomb Squad, I'm supportive of stuff like that, but definitely like talk to me first, just for the assets purposes. We'll see. We don't have a ton of time left. I should probably bounce at 12 my time, so might just stick on this one for a bit. We'll see how it goes. Is it hard? I like playing with a controller. What are you guys all playing with? I was still surprised when some people said like keyboard is their, or yeah, obviously, yeah, a lot of people are playing with phones out of necessity, or touchscreens on your phone out of necessity, or in some cases choice. I don't know if, I'd be curious, are there people who like, a touchscreen would be their first choice? I wouldn't think so, but you never know. Keyboard, great. Okay, yeah, that's the part that's still, like for me, controller is number one. But I can understand keyboard, just, it feels very accurate, clicky, and precise, I suppose. I just feel like analog stick is so nice. Keyboard players are gods. Okay. I know with like, an FPS or something like that, it's like hard to aim with a joystick or a controller, but I still call them joysticks. I don't know why. Just showing my age or something. I think actually in SDL, if you're coding in SDL, like they're in that library, they're called joysticks. So that's probably like where I get it from. But yeah, game controller, I guess, is the technical term. But yeah, to me, like a game controller seems like a terrible way to play an FPS, or at least non-optimal. But for like a game like this, to me, it seems pretty good. Not that I'm great at this. But then again, I'm certainly not like a pro player at all. So you guys think like the best of the best, like are they playing on keyboards? Like the people with the top scores on various things? Is it like all keyboards? Like all PC people with keyboards? Interessante. Well, yeah, that is even more impressive to me, but I guess, people can get really good at anything. Oh, interesting. For me, BS Remote is like so hit and miss. Like it's great when the network is not laggy, but it's like frustratingly laggy at times. Maybe that's like me 10 years ago though. Maybe networking works better these days, and so it's not. Maybe lag isn't a problem in most cases. Who knows? I still would like to, for the revamped version, or just in general, I'd like to have it work just directly through like Bluetooth LE. So it's just like, I feel like that would be less laggy. So it's just like sending messages, like real short messages directly to your laptop or your PC or whatever. Another thing on my infinite to-do list. Ah, foiled by impact bomb. No, no, no. I die. Oh, got epic haters. I feel like we just need more like twitchy stuff to make impact fun for like pro people, or something where, like when we did like epic on Happy Thoughts a while back, I thought that was actually really fun because it's like that's so hard to control anyway. Like even on epic, it's still kind of hard. It's just like a different play style, you know. It feels like you're piloting like a big ship, as opposed to like this crazy hard to control little fast thing. The Eric soundboard. It's just like 90% howdies, I guess, or something. I don't know what it would be. And then I died. Oh yeah. We can call Eric a player. Uh-oh. Is that some shade? Just because I like never kill anybody and I stand here and just get blown up? What? I surround myself with landmines and mope. Haha! Now who's not a player? Oh no. Me. Oh no, bro board. No! Have mercy. I'm just an innocent bunny. Oh no, I'm just kidding. Don't really have mercy. All is fair in Love and Bomb Squad. Haha, I got a kill. My life is now complete. Is this real Mickey Rog or is this imitation Mickey Rog? Oh! Whoever it is, good punch. Ah, fake Mickey Rog. Just checking. It's going to be a good soundboard. But yeah, that does also, it reminds me for squads mode, I do want to be more, I got to figure out what to do. Like I want to be more strict where like when you're playing in squads mode, people's tags will just be like their account tags. So like you know exactly who you're playing with. But I got to figure out how to like make that work with like guest players or something, you know, because you still want to like be able to like just have a few friends connect controllers and like play with you online, even though you just have like one account. So I got to think about that. Or maybe just like a special tag where you know like if someone is, yeah, I don't know, or like a guest tag where you know someone's like not an actual account. I don't know. Ah. Oh, am I recording? Yes, I am recording. See, I forgot to share my screen, but I didn't forget to record at least. So there was a lot going on when I was like starting the stream this morning because I woke up and I wanted to finish like one little tweak I was doing on the regional server last night, And so I had like an hour before streaming started. So I was like hacking away getting that going, and then I got that pushed, and then it started spinning up like 10 or 20 servers. But then I saw there was like a minor bug, and so all those servers were like spinning up and like erroring ridiculously. So then I had like 10 minutes to try to fix that. So it was like total hacker movie, you know, like the race against time kind of thing. I just needed some like epic EDM music. But yeah, I barely got that working and like pushed, you know, like 2 minutes before the stream started, which is why, yeah, I was like flustered and forgetting to actually turn on streaming. And I have to go. I put like a hacky little fake fix in place to get those servers running, so I've got to go and fix those after the stream here so that they actually work for real. I never mind like playing on Europe servers and stuff, but this is so like pleasantly not laggy for me right now. It's fun for a change. But it might be opposite for some of you folks if you are playing from Europe, India, or wherever. I got my 1 point, I'm happy. Oh, I missed that. Is it possible to create what? Can you say that again? I will probably have to bounce after this, just because I do want to keep these to 2 hours, and we're about 7 minutes out. But next time. I have been like super. I mean, I feel like I'm always busy, but like lately it's been like epic in terms of, you know, trying to do this networking stuff. Like, I basically stopped working at like, you know, 10:30 last night, went to bed and got up and got it back to it. It's all fun though, I don't mind or whatever, like long days sometimes, but oh, and I walked off the cliff. No. All right, bye Edison Bulinski. Oh yeah, one other thing. I'm hoping maybe I can implement the next few days. Now that, I think I mentioned this last time, it's just taken a while to get these networking things fixed. Now that all account stuff is going through the V2 server, I can revamp the store, which is nice. Or not all account stuff, but all like purchase stuff. I can revamp the store and actually start to get some of the new stuff in there. So the cool things like Sock is put together can be appearing very soon. Oh, dang it. All right. 2 seconds, yes. If I can get up to 5, this will be like a big moment for me. 3 seconds. Funny power! It's quite a contested match. Oh, maybe not. I spoke too soon. Get out of here, Tabo! Don't win it. Oh no, I can. It's not noon yet. I got a few more minutes. This is like. I assume the experience is universal. Like playing at a friend's house when you're a kid and like your mom comes to pick you up. Or maybe it's not universal, but I had like a super talkative mom, and so my mom would come to pick us up, and then she'd like talk to my friend's parents for like half an hour. So it was always like a last few minutes to get a few more video games in or something. They reminded me of that moment. It's like, no, a few more minutes. All right. As contested as that one was, this one's going to be great. Rico suave. Ouch. I still need to do like some sort of cool like Latino character or something with a cool accent. I think I mentioned that before. Oh yeah, we were talking about El Gato. Yo, Mauman. El Gelato. That's the Italian character. He's just a chunk of ice cream. El Gelato. It's a me, El Gelato. But yeah, it's like a cat. El Gelato. Gato Gelato. Yeah. There's something we can do with that. Some combination of cats and ice cream. And Spanish accents. Gillette. Gelato. Oof. Whoops. Lifespan, 2 seconds. You're born, you're dead. I feel like I've given up trying to like get points on this one. I'm just trying to like inflict chaos. I got my 2 seconds. I'm happy. Oh, 3 seconds. Yes. All right. 50% improvement. I froze myself, fell into a landmine. I should get like points deducted for that somehow. Aw, good game, everyone. Congrats, Gummy Boy. Well earned. Ended up with my 1 point still. All right, well, I gotta unfortunately leave, but that was fun. That was, like I said, it was kind of nice. You know, I fully support playing where everyone else is, but it was nice to have a less laggy experience. Just makes me realize I need that client prediction. So I can always have less laggy experience. So cool. Well, I guess that just about wraps us up for today. I'm going to get back to, polishing up this networking stuff, and then I will release, I should be releasing the final 1.7, why do I keep forgetting the version? Too many version numbers, you can tell. 1.747. There's several sevens involved, a couple fours. Yeah, 1.747. So yeah, final 1.747 should be out later today. There's one more optimization I think I want to do tonight to hopefully speed up that starting time. So as of like tomorrow or next time, if y'all can let me know, I'm curious like how fast your game will start up at that point. I think it should be better than it was. So yeah. I'll answer a few last things. Bomb Squad on Steam or console. Steam is on deck for 2.0. That's the 2.0 update will finally be Steam and iOS. Those are the big two updates. Any sort of console things, I would love to do console, but I can't commit to anything until after 2.0. The iOS and Steam people will murder me if I don't come through with my promise there. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna get back to work, get this minor update out, and keep trucking towards 1.8 so we can then finish squads, so then 2.0 can happen. It's a long road, but still making my way down it. Oh, need to ask some questions. Okay, if anyone has any you want to fire off, last question or two, anybody? Happy to answer. Very sad, your last time here. What do you mean? Oh, thank you. Yeah, if anyone, if you find any bugs with these latest builds, always let me know. I think I fixed a number of them. Like there were a few bugs I found where the game could get stuck shutting down. I think that was kind of because of how I'm routing messages through V2 servers now. But regardless, the game should be getting more robust. Please bring back watch ad free 15 tickets. I can consider that at some point. I still need to get the new store and make servers so you can give out chests and things. So there's still some things that need to be updated with the new economy. But at some point, yeah, the ads for tickets could possibly come back if people really miss that or something. I wanted to just simplify it with the chests thing, but I'm open to whatever. Okay. I'll try to check DMs after this. I gotta go refill my coffee and stuff. Otherwise I will run out of energy. But okay, one last question. Fire away. Friends update. This will be 1.9 will be all about that kind of stuff. 1.9 will be all about like forming squads. You'll probably be able to make like a friend list. So if you set someone as friends, it'll tell you when they're online, stuff like that. All the stuff I've been doing with like the V2 servers and regional servers, that's all been like working up towards that system. So there definitely will be some sort of friends list. Miss Old Bomb Squad main menu. I apologize. Some people were talking about mods to bring back the menu. I know it's a little bit of like a weird halfway point right now. I do have kind of a thing I'm going for. You might see it more with squads mode, but there's kind of a method to the madness. I know it seems a little bit weird with some stuff in the middle and some stuff on the sides here. But yeah, bear with me. It'll get more polished. I hope you'll all, like where it's heading, but we'll see. Sex update. Oh dear. Yeah, there'll be 2 different tabs. It's gonna be crazy. No, JK. But yeah. Well, 1.8, lots of stuff will be competitive. I will have to change the rating. I think there's a JK. No, anyway. 1. I cannot really comment on. I really should not let myself comment on any release dates because I just get so many like side tracks or side quests and things. Like I'm so bad at sticking to any schedule. Yeah, as soon as I can get it done. Oh, thank you. I will. Yeah, I'll try to do that too right after this, accept any friend requests on here. So, lastly, what did we talk about this as a last topic? What did we talk about today that would be fun as a title of the video? I could do some boring like networking thing. What's it like a radio with? Oh yeah, there we go. Radio there. Okay, that works. I will. I think I will cut out the radio with Eric portion of for the video. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm quite embarrassed about that. So I can't have that be out there. No, I know it was just a minute or 2, but yeah, it was a little bit funny. And look at this photo from. Let me tell you all about this that you can't see. Yes, more characters. More maps, characters, all that will be coming 1.8. That's the plan. Sorry, I'm slow, but that's the plan. Reward have mercy with Eric. Yeah. Cool drawing. I like it. All right. Well, on that note, I think I'm going to head on out. If there's any last minute questions, fire them now. You have about 10 seconds. Or questions, thoughts, whatever. Pew, pew, pew. Drink milk. Yes, drink milk. I usually put a little milk in my coffee, so I have that covered. Does that count? I don't know. Yeah, I'll try to hop in dev discussion here and there. I know I haven't been in there too often, but I've been trying to hop in just as part of getting this networking stuff fixed, just to keep you all updated. So, all right. Anyway, it's been fun, everybody. So I guess I will hop off here now. So I will see all of you folks around or in the next episode. So, bye-bye. Ah.